I always like to start workouts with working with the pelvis, which is the base of our spine. That's a very smart way to start your workout, warming up your pelvic joints, hip joints. So we're keeping our hands right under the shoulders, into our hips over the knees. We'll be tilting our pelvis forward slightly and then backwards, like this tilting motion of your pelvis, while keeping your rib cage stable. We're not moving the upper spine. We're spreading our fingers wide apart and kind of spreading the mat out to the side so that your shoulder blades are active. Nice and long spine. Your head is in line with the upper back. And we're tilting our pelvis gently forward and then back. Please make sure you're not squeezing your glutes when you are tilting the pelvis back. You gotta feel it, you gotta feel freedom in the pelvic area, nothing getting strained. It's just a very relaxed way of moving your pelvis. Gently forward and back and forward, reaching forward with the crown of your head, and very slow and gentle motion of your pelvis. Now we'll find a neutral position, so we'll keep our pelvis in between with a gentle curve at your lower back. And this time we're going to move our rib cage. We're going to kind of let it fall in between our shoulder joints and then press those hands into the floor and push those shoulder blades upward toward the ceiling, and then gently drop it. Smooth and fluid motion, and pressing the hands into the floor, pushing the upper back upward. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in and out. And two more times with control. Our pelvis now is not moving. We're keeping it in place. And just the rib cage moves down and up. Awesome. Now feel the rib cage nicely supported in between your shoulders. And what we're going to do, we'll push the mat away, moving our hips backwards, and then you might want to spread your hands a bit wider out to the sides of your mat and turn your fingers slightly inward. And then we're going to slide and press into the hands, maintaining neutral position in your lower back. And again, push the mat away, rounding your upper back, your mid back, extending and breathing into your lower back, reaching the farthest point. And then gently bend your elbows and slide forward, reaching up forward with your collarbone, opening it up. One straight line from your head to the tailbone. Again, pushing away, rounding your spine, moving gently backward, and bending the elbows while keeping your lower back neutral. Push the floor away, open up the collarbone, and press and round. Exhale. And inhale, moving forward with the neutral spine, pushing it off, opening up your breastbone. Two more times. Exhale and push. Now the pelvis tilting forward and coming back to neutral. And again, last time. Great job. Now bring your hands a bit closer to each other. Flex your toes. We're going to lift our knees off the floor. Push the mat forward with your hands and push those heels back. Okay, make sure you're not lifting your hips. They're in line. We're going to bend the right knee and bring it in across the center line and to the opposite side of your mat. So I'm taking my right knee to the opposite left side of the mat, and we are going to rotate the left, lift the left arm up, rotating the rib cage, and then rotating the rib cage toward the floor and reaching out to your right diagonally. And then press the hand that's on the floor into the mat. Open up and lengthen. Move back only as far as it feels comfortable. And slowly rotating the other way, reaching diagonally to the side. And 2 more times. Make sure you're not hanging on your shoulder. Your hand is firmly pressing into the mat. And rotate and reach that arm away from your shoulder joint, lengthening it. Maintaining that length along the side of your body. And last one. Reach not toward the floor, but think of reaching parallel to the floor. Great job. Now placing the hand down, taking that knee back, standing in a plank position, and now switching sides. Now the left knee goes to the right side of your mat. I'll have to switch so that you can see me. Okay, so the left knee to the right side. The hand is pressing into the mat, and we're opening up the rib cage, maintaining one nice long line along the side of your body, lengthening that arm away, keeping your shoulder blades down, and reaching forward and out. And in a diagonal to the side. Bending that left elbow. And inhale and reach. Exhale, rotate. And reach along the floor. And last one. Great job. Now placing the hand down, taking that knee back into the plank position. Lower your knees onto the floor, push the mat away, push your hips back, and place your forehead onto the mat. Just to relax. Relax your belly, relax your hips, and rock your hips from side to side. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Keep breathing, restoring your breath. Now take an inhale and then make a longer exhale. Like if you inhale for 2 seconds or 3 seconds, exhale for 4 or 5. Through your nose. Inhale. And long exhale. And last one. Great job. Now pulling those arms in, rounding your back. And we'll lie on our right side. We'll work with our hips a bit. Okay, so your elbow is right under your shoulder. Your forearm is pressing into the floor. Actually, I would suggest that we go down and relax a bit. Okay, so your head is supported by your hand. Just relax. Knees are bent at about 90-degree angle. We're going to lift one knee. And what we'll do is rotate that thigh bone in, back to the starting position and out. Without squeezing your glutes, make sure you're holding it up in the air. You're not lowering your thigh bone. You're just rotating in as much as it feels comfortable. You don't want to experience any pain, and slowly and fluidly out. So the knees rotating in, back to the starting position and out. We're not leaning backwards with your torso. We're lying straight on that side of the body and keeping that knee in the air. 3 more times. Bring your attention to that hip joint where that thigh bone is rotating within the socket of your pelvic bone on that side. Slowly, and push that knee out and bring it in and out. Awesome, great job. Now lengthen that leg away from your hip joint, opening up that crease, hip crease area. Feel a nice length. Check your lower back. It shouldn't be curved too much, not hollow. It should be neutral. And we're going to add, let's lift ourselves up on the forearm. Again, we're not hanging. We're pressing that forearm into the floor. And we're going to lengthen to the side diagonally, rotating your rib cage toward the floor, and at the same time moving that leg away. Keep it straight with your knee soft, and then reversing the motion, the rib cage rotating backward and the leg coming forward. We're not lifting the leg high, it's moving parallel, like in the same plane as the floor. Okay, and reaching forward with the leg and away with the rib cage. Nice and long arm, maintaining that length and also pressing that forearm into the floor, not letting the rib cage to collapse. Bring your leg as far and as far back as it feels comfortable, and reach again forward. Not toward the floor, but away from your body, lengthwise. Okay, and reach forward. Someone's pulling your arm away from your shoulder. And back. Slowly and under control, and last repetition, pressing that forearm into the mat. Reach and return back. Nice. Now placing that knee down, lift yourself up and switch sides. Okay, we're starting with the hip joint, lying to the side. Bringing that hand under your head, knees are bent, lifting that right knee, that right thigh off, knees in the air, and remember we're going to rotate it out, back to the starting position and in. You can lift your thigh as high or keep it as low as it feels comfortable, so that you don't get that spasm, sensation in your hip. Choose the right one. We want to work with our hip joint now. And keep breathing and focusing our attention at your hip joint area that's working. Slowly in and down and back. Open up as much as it feels comfortable, trying to keep our pelvis stable. We don't want to move it along with the leg, so keeping your pelvis stable and just moving your leg at the hip joint. One more time. Great job. Now we're gonna extend that leg out and away from your hip joint. Lengthen it. Imagine I'm pulling it across the room. Check your lower back. It's in neutral. Keep lengthening. Awesome. Now we'll come up onto the forearm. And again, the motion with your legs, like a pendulum motion, gonna be like this. And as our leg moving away, we're going reach forward and parallel to the floor, not toward the floor. And move it forward, and the rib cage is turning the opposite way. Twisting your rib cage to face the breastbone, to face the floor. Not all the way, of course, but that's what you're mentally guiding your body to do. And remember to keep pressing that forearm firmly into the floor and lengthening that arm away from your shoulder blade. And moving that leg forward, feeling a nice stretch along the back of your thigh and your glutes. And reaching and breathing. Slow and with control. Reach forward, and your leg is pulling out from your hip joint. Nicely supported on your elbow and your forearm. And your hand is also, your palm is pressing into the floor along with the fingers. And last repetition. Awesome. Great job. Now returning to the starting position and coming off the floor.